Hi there, Renee Aste of Lowell, Massachusetts, and answering the question, where do you see yourself in 5 years? In 5 years, I wish to have the same optimism I had as a 21-year-old. So when I was 21 years old, I was still in college. But in those 5 years, I graduated from college, went to law school, graduated from law school, and passed the bar to be an attorney. And that same 5 years, I got engaged, got married, had my first child, bought a house, had two cats, and a fish tank. That's a lot in 5 years, right? You have those very strong transformative years back in the day. And things happen. For one, my youngest had an educational IEP issue where I was fighting the public school system for over 10 years. And within those 10 years, I kept myself very busy and active, doing a side job, volunteering, being active in my community. So I was building up a skill set, understanding community needs, working my small part-time job as a court researcher, which was for marketing purposes. And I had my St. Michael's Project. My St. Michael's Project is my little baby, as you would say. And I did all this research, prospect research, before there was even an alumni association. And my husband always says, the thing is, it's almost like your work was too good, because when they formed the alumni association, they had thousands of alumni to work with. So it's not like your typical profit where you had like a pipeline. And we're a very small school. And so we don't need a lot. We just need the volunteers. We need, as I say, the band to come back together. It was Blues Brothers, Mission from God to Save the School. And the alumni came forward. And when I was doing this work, we had a CRM that was purchased. And it was a smaller CRM called Little Green Light. And I knew enough and I was knowledgeable enough to take all my data, which I had already formatted, because I knew one day it was going to be uploaded into a CRM, and was able to upload into a CRM. And it is frustrating the past, too long to admit what's going on with my lack of progression in a career, but I'm trying to keep the same optimism. And I'm going to reach out to, of all places, Mass Hire, MassachusettsHire.gov. We have a career center here in Lowell, Massachusetts, and I've always, not to say embarrassed, but I always assumed that the needs of that career center were those for most in need. Those who were coming out of, let's say, a prison sentence, coming out from jail, or coming off of transitional assistance. And I don't really have that problem, right? Like, I live a pretty stable life with my family. And I'm still trying to have that optimism, because I still see the work I've done doing good and being the good and the way it should be done. And I've been sort of beating myself up for some time, saying, was my work good enough? Was my work really that good? But how you measure your prospect research is it fitting the needs of the organization? Is it fitting the needs of the organization? And ultimately, that is the case for St. Michael's. It's an all-volunteer, nonprofit alumni association. It is a small postage stamp of a school. You'll see me with a photo of myself in front of the playground set, which helped raise funds for that playground set with my research. And, we still have our distinguished alumni dinners. This is the third one. And I've researched these people here, I actually know two of these people. One's my neighbor. Killian is my neighbor. Killian, excuse me. And Robin, I've known her for some time. She's known our family for some time. But I've researched these individuals, William and Warren. Those are the people I researched. And, people are like, well, it's so small. But it was something that worked, that really worked. And it gives me joy and optimism. But yet, sometimes when I go looking around, when I get into a job interview, and they're like, well, you didn't use Razor's Edge. Well, you didn't raise, $500,000. You're right. The school still is open. The school is still open. I should be happy about that. We're not in a deficit. We have a surplus this year. That's optimism. My work is still being utilized. That's optimism. And where do you see yourself in 5 years? Still having the optimism of a 21-year-old. Thanks. I love you all.